Ruqya is a form of dua. Is a form of dua. The Prophet ﷺ used to recite Ruqya as means of protection, as means of cure, and he used to recite it upon his grandsons, Al-Hasan wal-Husayn. And we said before the revelation of the last couple chapters of the Quran, 113 and 114, which is known as Al-Mu'awwidhatayn, which are the greatest means of seeking protection in Allah the Almighty. قُلْ أَعُوذُ and قُلْ أَعُوذُ رَبِّ الْفَلَقِ then بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. The Prophet ﷺ used to recite أُعِيذُكُمَا, I seek refuge for both of you, Al-Hasan wal-Husayn, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, بِكَلِمَاتِ اللَّهِ التَّامَّةِ, in the perfect words of Allah, من كل شيطان وهامة ومن كل عين لامة ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. Then when the last two chapters of the Quran were revealed as means of ruqya that Jibreel alayhi salam recited upon the Prophet ﷺ in order to undo the magical spell which was cast upon the Prophet ﷺ by a Jew, Labid ibn al-A'sam. The Prophet ﷺ ever since started using these two chapters as the means of ruqya. So he would recite them. Ruqya is also a form of dua, as I mentioned earlier. And if the person does not have an access to recite it directly upon the person who is afflicted or upon his children, he can do that over the phone where they can hear him. A person can even listen to the recitation of the ayat which are compiled as means of ruqya. Keep in mind, when you have online some ayat which are perceived as the ayat for the ruqya and protection against evil eye or magical spell, whatever, it doesn't mean these are the only ayat, because the entire Quran from beginning to end is means of ruqya. وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَا يَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. And we have a reference that Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, used to recite the ruqya of Surah Al-Fatiha, and that's it. So any part of the Quran. But choosing those parts, whether they are recorded and you play them and you listen to them, or if you assume that inshallah somebody's dua may be accepted, so he recites the ruqya over the phone, that is permissible. It is best if the person is present, where you can place your palm over the forehead of the person whom you recite the ruqya upon, or the afflicted part, the aching part, and you recite the ruqya. That if you are of the same gender, or if you are a mahram of the opposite gender. What some people do, they take their wives, they take their sisters or daughters to the so-called sheikh, who may touch his wife and recite, even if he's reciting from the Quran. This is not permissible. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.